you go.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to another SBGMR video.
Or, as we're now known,
Mr. SBG.
Yes.
Yeah, we were here today because I had the great fortune of attending a tournament at Warhammer World, my first ever visit. And Ross could not come. So
I couldn't, unfortunately.
He's going to be regaled.
Yes.
The tournament as I experienced it, and first off, it was a fantastic event. Everybody we met was lovely, and in fact, the rebrand for Mr. SBG is suggestions from some people that I made good friends with while at the tournament. So I suppose with no further ado,
we'll get into it.
Show them the armies in the
We'll not be showing you this yet.
No.
So I suppose, mate, I'd like to know what army you took. What was it consisting of? Heroes, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, well, it's a fantastic question.
It is, isn't it? It is.
Yeah, so to get everyone on the same page. Well, I took Mordor and my companion, my brother-in-arms for my fellow general was Paul, by the way, my brother-in-law. I mean, he took the Serpent Horde Harad. So I had a Witch King. He had Crown on a horsey. He took with him. What do we have? We had 3 Morgul Knights. We had 10 Black Numenorians, of which one was given an axe for an extra point.
That's
we
good.
had 8 orcs. 8 orcs with spear and shield.
Okay, and they're just regular orcs, right?
Regular,
not Morannons. Yeah.
The regular orcs, and I think that was it. That was that. Oh, and I had an orc captain in there too. So it took us to 24 models.
That's nice. That's a decent number of models.
Yeah, we had a march, of course, with the orc captain.
You need the march because did you know the scenarios before you went?
No.
Was it did they release them in the tournament pack or?
Well, if we did, I didn't personally.
Right. Okay.
And then Paul took Suladan on a horse.
Because of course he counts as a banner, doesn't he?
He does 6 inch.
Yeah, fantastic.
6 incher. Yeah,
that's a good one to have.
It is. That's
very good.
Great range. He had a Harad King on a horse with a lance or a war spear.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We had 9 Abracan Guard, merchant guard.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Burly, two-handed. Strength 4, very good. He had 6 Harad warriors with just a bow.
Just a bow. Okay.
And 6 Harad warriors with a bow and a spear.
It's a lot of bows.
12 bows.
That's 12 bows. Because isn't that their army bonus?
It is so, yes.
Yes.
50%.
50%.
Mm-hmm. And then finally we had 3 Serpent Riders.
Okay, yeah, nice. A bit of flexibility, mobility.
Impact charge.
Adding to those Morgul Knights, you know?
Yeah, so all in all, 6 cavalry, 3 heroes and horses, 12 bowmen, many spears, terror-causing infantry.
Terror, yes, of course.
Burly infantry. It's a good combination. Yes, that's what we was taking.
So you alluded to the fact you took the grub.
Yeah.
What was his Mike Will fate? Because on the channel, obviously you've seen us use him in various different ways.
Yeah.
Was he on a flappy?
Oh no, just a regular horse.
Oh, just a regular horse.
Yes,
okay.
And he took 3 might.
Okay.
12 will. And 3 fate.
Okay.
And it was alright because I wanted to try and use him more combat-y, but I ended up using him quite tactically with some magical spells. And with the crown, it's kind of like taking 24 will.
That is true. You get 3 roll. I think the crown's a must-take, isn't it?
Oh, it's must-have. I think it is a must-have.
I think it is. I think it's got to be. It's got to be paid for. It's got to be paid for. It's got to be taken.
I have in the past thought it would be funny. Maybe foolish or reckless to take the Witch King completely bland, just on a horse, but with 0-10-0 as he comes for 70 points.
I think that'd be absolutely insane.
It would, wouldn't it?
That'd be insane.
I think the mere presence of a Witch King is enough to terrify an opponent, even though he's as weak as.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be terrified if I knew he had those statistics.
You'd have to be concentrating. You need 20 concentration on Football Manager to be aware of this.
Gordon Mears does that.
Anyway, so that's the army.
That's good.
We went into it all smiles.
Okay. Sorry. Just to revert back. How long were the games?
They were 2 hour 15.
2 hour 15. And how did you find the fairly low amount of will for the grub? Try to get it to spread over that 2 hour 15.
It's just about enough.
Just about enough.
I would have liked a couple more just to feel safe, but I opted for an extra soldier. I originally was going to take 14, but I 12. Yeah. But yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I never got to. I think I got to 1 a couple times. Check my mark sheet here.
Yeah, I got the paper. Here we go.
Only once you go down to one wheel.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, the first game was...
Yes, tell me about the first game.
The first game was a game where... I can't even remember what it's called, so I'm really sorry.
Oh.
But the board was quartered.
That's a shame. Yes.
Into 4, and you started in opposing quarters to your ally. We were up against the force of Barad-dûr. It was a Sauron on his own.
Yes.
Because it was 400-point armies. And then the other army was a Witch King, and I have a list here. The Witch King on a horse with a crown, with an orc drummer and an orc banner, and then a smattering of various different orcs. They also had a Taskmaster in there too.
Oh, a Taskmaster.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And you also said that there was quite a lot of drums.
I saw 3 drums.
Saw 3 drums?
5 games, yeah.
Wow.
So the way to win was to have models within the middle of the board. The more models you had, the better. And I think it was like points for killing, like banners, breaking and stuff. But anyway, we knew it was Sauron. We couldn't break them until Sauron's dead. So what we decided is we'd ignore Sauron and we'd just go straight for the Witch King and his orc band, they were making their way quick fast with their drum to the centre. But Paul's Suladan-led cavalry charge with King and Serpent Riders was absolutely devastating. It wiped out at least 2 ranks, I think, of orcs, and before I could even get my slow, ponderous, heavy armoured brutes.
So were you winning priority a lot then, I assume? So you could get the charges in?
We did, and if we didn't, we used the might. Because I remember the centre of the board was a couple of houses. It was quite congested.
Right,
so
I see.
The placement of models was difficult, and I think Witch King was unable to call moves. The Sauron was making slow, ponderous progress. He did manage to chill soul 5 Numenorians.
Oh, we love a chill soul.
Yeah, we do.
We love it.
It's very powerful. So I lost a good 5 or 6 men to his chill soul.
Interesting.
Anyway, we managed to basically clean up the orc force, and then we turned our attention to Sauron, who was also killed. There was a Witch King off at one point, and the Harad King took Sauron's scalp, so he's now obviously taken the ring for himself.
Absolutely. He's a powerful being now.
Yeah.
Even more powerful.
Indeed. The Witch King black darted the horse of the other Witch King.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes. But the game was really won because of the excellent Harad-led cavalry charge, I think. And then, so Sauron died. And we won the game 10-1, which was nice. And our opposers was Paddy and Joe.
Nice, okay.
Very, very lovely people. Everyone we met was very lovely.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, I felt sorry for, I think it was Paddy that was commanding Sauron, because his turns were very quick.
Very quick, just 6 inches forward all the time.
He did get his swinger in there a couple of times.
I was going to ask, how did you manage the Sauron issue? Because obviously he can swing his mace, can't he? Hit everybody. So were you just like trying to feed him like 1 a turn until you could destroy him with the heroes?
Sort of. It was all a bit chaotic really by that point. We knew we'd sort of won the game, because you get 7 points for having 3 times more models, and it was Sauron against a force of essentially 40.
Okay.
Point, so. But yeah, that was game 1.
Okay. Sounds hard fought and tactical.
It was just, we sort of identified we don't want to be near Sauron, so
I think
half the army.
That's probably a good.
Hoped our numbers would win us the day, and they did.
Yeah, I think that's a good outlook, isn't it? Don't be anywhere near Sauron.
Yeah, that's good. Good
you
advice.
won't go far wrong.
Yeah.
So obviously they're moving on swiftly to day game 2.
Game 2. Yeah, we're playing Ash and Sunny. They're actually the Middle-earth in Mercia podcast, by the way. So they gave us a dice.
Oh, nice.
It was very nice of them.
Do you have the dice with you?
Oh, I don't know.
No. Unbelievable.
But they were lovely people, and I have had a chance to listen to their podcast.
Oh yeah,
already in the car.
Already on your long journey down.
My girlfriend was very much enjoying it too.
Life.
The chatter about Middle-earth, stress about the game. Very good. Go check it out, Middle-earth in Mercia, or anywhere where you get your podcasts. And they were taking Ugluk Scouts, Legendary Legion. They had a Mayher. I've got their list here. They had Mayher, Ugluk, Uruk-hai Scout Captains. They had Grishnak, I think, or Grishnak, Banner in there. A lot of orcs. I think they had 52 models. We had 50, so they outnumbered us from the beginning. Yeah. So
of course that means you wouldn't get the Mordor army bonus then, would you?
Not at the beginning.
At the beginning, no.
But that did change. So the way it's set up is there was 5 objectives, 1 in the middle, and then the others at like 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. And the one half which we rolled for, which happened to be Suladan, started in the centre, right up against Ugluk, right in the middle.
Okay.
Around the centre objective.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest all came on through Maelstrom of Battle.
Oh, we dislike Maelstrom of Battle.
Yeah, I quite like the chaos of it.
You like it, yeah. So tell me how that went for you. Did you roll well?
Well, they rolled wonderfully because they managed to bring on basically the whole army behind the Harad.
Do they not get a bonus for being the scouts? Is there like an army bonus for that? Because I know people like, I think it's Mayher gets to, or maybe Lurt, something like that. I think there is a Maelstrom of Battle sort of bonus in there somewhere, but yeah, I
can't recall. So they came behind Harad, and I was split. They put me on the opposite board edge, which involved a lot of scampering around the table to get to my armies. But it just so went that we managed to win a lot of the fights. We managed to hold by the end. We managed to hold the 4 peripheral objectives.
Oh, that's nice.
Some fully, some contested wise.
That's nice.
I'm trying to remember what happened. The Witch King died. He failed all 3 fate rolls.
To whom? Who did you go down to? Remember?
I think it was maybe a scout captain.
Oh, good lord.
Something like that. Yeah, it's pretty poor. Set of 7, Will in the Kitty. Maybe just remind myself what's going on. Yeah, we captured all the 4 objectives, lost the centre. Harad did quite well, to be fair, to hold on for as long as they did, because they're up against very strong Urukai scouts.
But they're not defence 6, are they, scouts? What are they, 5?
5 with a shield, yeah. So, and the burly Abracans were doing a good job. But that was it. It was a 6-1 win for us against the Middle-earth in Mercia.
Nice. So currently at this point you were 2 games, 2 victories.
2 games to victory. The hope was, we were unexpected.
That's what kills you, mate. It's the hope that kills you.
It is.
It's the hope that gets you.
It is, mate. And we didn't expect to be winning 2 games, let alone 1 game. I don't know why, because maybe the force was more balanced than we realised. It did work very well. But yeah, Ash and Sunny actually ended up being in our pub quiz team that evening.
Nice. Where was that? Was that at Warhammer World as well, was it?
Yeah, the Bugman's Bar.
Bugman's Bar. Was that immediately after the day's games?
Almost.
Or did you, yeah.
We had like an hour or so to get our dinner.
Yeah, okay.
Went around the exhibition. Lovely.
Yeah. Oh no, I knew there would probably be a bit of a gap. I didn't think you'd immediately end your game and then be like, right, everybody in.
Yeah, they just pushed our models to the side battle plates on the battle board. Yeah. Quizmaster came on the mic immediately.
Quizmaster came on immediately. Yeah, that's it.
No, it was a good time, and we put a lot of effort into it, and it was very enjoyable, and the exhibition was freaking fantastic. I was blown away. Almost wanted to collect 40k. Yeah, but no, I stayed to the light.
Sorry, but no 40k talk on this channel.
This is Middle-earth only, isn't it?
Yes.
So it takes game 3. What was going on here?
What happened here? So who did? Can you remember who you were playing? Who was that?
Jacob.
Yes.
And another Ash.
It's a theme, isn't it?
It was wonderful opponents. This game was absolute tooth and nail.
Okay.
Firstly, they took Gothmog's Legion.
Gothmog's Legion, okay.
Legendary Legion. So,
talk me through their army composition.
Presumably
Gothmog.
Gothmog led it. Yeah. They had. Let me remind myself. They had Gothmog. They had Gurits. They had Goroth. They had a Zagdush, and they had a Shaman. And there was just a ton of Orcs and Morannons, basically.
Nice.
They had 2 banners in there as well. They had a drum. And their army bonus meant that they got +1 to wound men, which
hatred, right, isn't it?
Yeah, all of Paul's force was men, and all of my Numenorians were men. My Morgul Knights were men. Mm-hmm. They also had the Shaman, which cast Fury and was no longer, my terror was no longer up.
Yeah, no longer up.
So I said to them, it was like playing against the AI on very hard. Like it's like they had buffs, against us to make life difficult, and it was 0-0 all the way through. It was toe to toe. The Witch King Black Dart had a banner. It was glorious, but they had another banner. She got points for banners on this one. And I don't know why, and I didn't think about this during the game, why I didn't sap the Shaman's Will early to get the Fury down. I don't know why I didn't do it.
Mate, it sounds like there's a lot going on.
There was chaos. It's chaos, mate. Because I was sat there in the middle with my force, and his force was right up against me, and then the other sides are coming on behind the opponents.
So it's like a sandwich,
sandwich next to another sandwich, an overlapping sandwich. And they marched towards us 12 inches turn 1 with a march and a drum.
Oh, wow, that's humongous.
Yeah, it was in the frickin' mixer straight away.
I can imagine.
Harad came on.
You're trying to fight on 2 fronts.
Yeah, it was just really, really tough. And it was the final turn of the game. We were certain it was going to be 0-0. We were certain.
I feel like complacency is
not complacency.
If it was Football Manager, both you and Paul would have those little red faces that would look like
Yeah.
With the word complacent next to it.
No, we weren't complacent. We were really desperately clinging to this because we were up against it the whole game because they had the bonuses against us.
Of course.
And it was a final turn. They managed to kill Suladan, which was our banner, which meant they won 4-0 in the end.
And how did they bring down Suladan? Was it a combination of their heroes, or just they chipped away? And
I'll tell you what it was. It was a combination of Goroth and Zagdush, a tag team. A heroic combat was called. They went into him.
I don't know much about any of those two.
Well, Goroth is strength 5 Urukai captain with a 2-handed weapon and burly, I think.
Right,
and he's got a +1 to wound men, so he's wounding like 2s. And then Zagdush has extra attacks. He's got 2 swords.
Right, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it was a lot of dice, and Suladan was just stuck in the middle of it, couldn't get him out.
Couldn't get any help to him.
Yeah, so that was our first loss, and we was very disappointed.
Okay, well that's not too bad. So it was at the end of the first day then?
That was the end of the first day.
So you were two wins.
The models, put the dinner table on plates on the
thing.
boards.
They just came along and just were like, we're done.
Scenery was models were broken. Everyone was really upset, but a team of 100 servants, so bringing the food out. Was amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That was first day.
So you went 2 for 1 on the first day.
Yeah, exhausting. And
how?
Fun.
So you played your games. Then you've had your hour.
We had up.
You go and have a look around, get some food.
We went to go get our dinner, and there was a bit of confusion. We thought dinner started at 7:30. It did shut at 7:30.
Oh, good lord!
And so we'd paid our £15.50 each for our big dinner.
Yes.
We went to. Was like, oh no, kitchen's closed. What? No. No, kitchen shut at 7:30. Oh, we didn't know that.
Oh, mate.
And then, thankfully for us, the chef was just happened to be there. He said, I'll sort you guys out, Took us through.
What a nice guy.
Gave us a double stack burger with bacon and cheese, chips.
You can't go wrong with that.
And, we took it to a table and we had that with the quiz. And
nice.
It was all well in the end.
How was the quiz? Was it specifically SBG?
It pretty much was, yeah.
Themed?
SBG / Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, right, okay. And how did you fare with that?
Oh, we didn't do very well. I think we was like bottom 3.
Ooh.
Relegated.
Yeah, getting to the championship. Really that's outrageous.
Really tough. Really, some fun. The funniest round was guess that pose.
Okay.
And they had people go up and they had to pose like a model, and then everybody had to guess what they were.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine that'd be quite amusing.
Yeah. The Aragon was fantastically done.
Okay.
With the big sword back here.
Was it? Oh, yeah. That's such a weird pose.
Really good.
That's a weird pose.
So moving to the next day.
Okay, so we're moving on to the next day, next game.
Yes.
So you're coming into game 4 off the back of 2 wins. You're on a high. Talk to me about who you're playing.
We were playing Paul and Russell. They were
not the Paul you went with, presumably.
No, another Paul. They're Thranduil's Halls, and in fact, I believe it was those two that gave us the idea to switch to Mr. SBG.
Oh, wow, thanks,
and there was
guys.
2 others,
Adam
and another chap. We were eating with, perhaps, yes.
So I've made that joke off camera. It wasn't funny then.
No.
I don't know why I decided to say it now.
But we had lunch together, and we got talking about the channel, and they said, why don't you call it Mr. SBG? And I was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, here we are. And they played Thranduil's Halls, Legolas, Tauriel with Mirkwood Rangers in one force, Thranduil, and just different types of warriors in the other force. Mm-hmm. We're in quarters again, so opposite each other. We had secret people to write down who we wanted to assassinate.
Okay.
We couldn't tell anybody. They'd both, as it happened, put Suladan. I'd put Legolas. Paul had put Tauriel. Mm-hmm. Me and Paul decided we would both just completely go for Tauriel and Legolas and the Rangers because they look weak.
Yeah.
There was an interesting placement of Tauriel right on her own on a billy, right by the front line of Paul's forces. She was dispatched swiftly. Yeah. The reasoning behind it was the hope that she could get a cheeky heroic combat, swing herself into Suladan and take him out. But it didn't pay off for them. Really poor, a really, really unfortunate dice rolls, actually, to be fair. Really unfortunate dice rolls. Another way you could, that's the way the game is, though, sometimes, isn't it?
It is, mate, it is.
But we just pretty hunkered down. Tara was killed by the Harad King, bit of an MVP. Legolas was he never died, but we kept him occupied. I think we managed to kill all the Mirkwood Rangers, and you won by having the heroes in the middle of the board, so we had to come to the centre
regardless. Yeah,
the Witch King pulled off an outrageous sat will, took all of Thranduil's will in one turn.
Nice.
We then managed to transfix him for the rest of the game until the final turn, when I opted to black dart the banner, which went down, and then it was a case of the combined efforts of me and Paul taking on, so that's all the Abrakan Guard, the Serpent Guard, Thranduil, the King, the Witch King, some of my people, against his one half of his army, and we managed to just get the better of him, taking us to an 11-2 win.
11-2 win, that's fantastic. So I suppose with the Mirkwood guys, the last thing you want to do is sit back, because you'll get shot to pieces.
Exactly.
Then.
So we just
you need to get right into the mix, don't you?
They're still, tough despite being defense 3. But
yeah, well, also suppose the Rangers get the knife fighter, and
they
do. The temptation is to run more people in.
Yeah.
But if you do that, you give them more dice.
Exactly, so to be very tactical with the support.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a 4th game, and then
a third win.
So you're now three wins and 1 loss.
Yeah, we're starting to flirt with the idea of perhaps being on the top table.
Yeah, that's it.
Crazy.
The dizzying heights, starting to get nosebleeds of how high up the tables you are.
I know.
Then, so game 5, was that the last game?
Game 5 was the last
5 games, right?
We're playing against Andrew and George, and they were playing Last Alliance Head. Alrond-led elves.
Nice, we like that.
And Isildur-led Numenor.
Oh, nice. You don't see a lot of Last Alliance.
No.
Really, do you?
No, you don't. You're right.
I certainly haven't, anyway.
No. But they had a banner, and they had the 2 heroes on horses.
Nice.
And it was Conquest of Champions, something like that, where basically you got points. You had to tally how many kills your heroes got in combat. And the person with the most was the winner. You got points for killing heroes or wounding heroes, that sort of thing.
Nice.
And this was the cagiest affair. The last game, there was a massive Ammon hen centerpiece.
Oh, you love it.
Sort of like
you love it.
Rotating around, sort of cat and mouse in it for a good while, until eventually they committed pretty much everything other than the Numenorians. Isildur went, Elrond went, all the owls went pretty much. All the owls went. They went around one side towards my smaller. Oh, good lord!
Force. That's the last thing you want to see is an Isildur and a Elrond charging at your portion of a force.
It was rough. I managed to black dart Elrond's horse with the Witch King, and then we went full throttle with the rest of the army into his now hero-less side. And turn 1 Elrond managed to get, or turn 1 of combat, Elrond managed to get 4 kills. Suladan got 3.
Okay.
So we're just behind. I think it was 3.
Keep in touch there.
Yeah, and then it was a bit of that. Elrond getting a couple kills. I decided to withdraw as much as I could from the side where his heroes was, and just leave him with the scraps. And then we withdrew. Paul set up a missile battery to face down the advancing Elrond and Isildur. I don't think we managed to really kill him. Maybe we got one or 2.
So sorry, it's my ignorance into the Harad. Do they automatically come with poison weapons?
They do. They do. Yeah.
Okay, so you got the re-rolls there.
Of just a 1.
Just a 1.
Yeah.
But you didn't, because there was no betrayer there.
That's right.
And what does the betrayer do?
If he uses his Master of Poison's will point per turn, everyone within 6 inches re-rolls all fail to wounds.
Right, that's it. Okay. Well,
so we didn't have that.
Do you think in hindsight you might have enjoyed a betrayer?
Well, we did.
But then obviously you'd had to have dropped to Suladan, and then the banner's gone. And
Suladan was very good. So I think we did it right.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was that. We allowed Suladan to get as much as he could on his flank. Let me just remind myself what was happening. In the end, it happened that on the final turn, they had 8 kills between Elrond and Isildur, and we had 6, all at the hand of Suladan.
So the Witch King's not pulling his weight at this point.
No, because he was sort of trying to do the transfixes on Elrond,
and the black dart and the horses, that
sort of thing. But they made a mistake on the very last turn, which was they just moved their entire force that would have been with Elrond, so as they mopped up down there.
Okay.
Just charged them all towards like Paul's missile battery, not in a formation, so just sort of all over.
Just loose formation.
And I saw an opportunity with the Witch King on the final turn. He went forward, he black darted the banner, which doesn't count to the kills, by the way. But
okay, so it's only combat.
Yeah, but the banner's now out of the picture.
Yeah, so there are no rerolls there.
Exactly. Charged. I didn't use a single might with the Witch King, by the way.
That's very good.
Charged into a single Numenorian, called a combat. Had to use a might to win it, I think. Win it or kill it, so that's the second point of might. Got into a combat with 2 more Numenorians, which I won, and I had to use my final might to kill or win or something. And he was getting. Oh, by the way, that's another special rule. If the leader of one of your forces had less kills than the leader of your other force, the lower scoring leader got +1 to wound.
Oh, good lord!
That's like a friendly competition.
That's very good. So similar to like the Legolas and Gimli setup.
Yeah. So Witch King was wounding easier. It would have been 5 seasons, we were on 4s. Anyway, he killed the 2, which took us to 9, and then they stayed on 8. So on the final turn, we got 9, and they got 8. That's which meant we got a 4-0 win.
Harsh for them, harsh on them, but tactical brilliance from
it's an
from yourself.
You got to
take it, haven't you?
Take advantage of a mistake. So
even
that was it, mate. It was a 4 wins and a loss.
Okay, so where did you finish in the rankings overall?
Of the 76 teams,
76,
I think, based upon just the gaming score, we came 7th.
Oh, that's
which is a personal best for me.
It is, yeah, dizzying heights.
Yeah, but it's good. Reigniting my appetite for the hobby.
Indeed.
There might be some content coming your way.
Maybe perhaps.
We've got one in the vault, haven't we?
We have got one in the vault
that we can bring up from years ago. So we might look a bit younger in the video.
Yeah.
Which might get on there at some point. We're certainly keen to look at some doubles tournaments in the future.
Oh, for sure.
And if anybody out there is excited for a collaboration or a game, 2-on-2,
yeah, absolutely.
Let us know in the comments.
We're so down for that.
Find us on the Facebook group.
Yes.
GBH Chow, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Keen.
Very keen.
Obviously, your presence was missed, being my normal partner in crime. But Paul was a fantastic general.
He is an excellent player.
He's a tactician. He was impetuous. Suladan was constantly on the edge of death, and one time it bit us on the arse.
He does remind me of a young Alexander the Great.
Yes,
perhaps.
Yes. What a comparison for him.
I know.
He'll be chuffed with that.
And so he should be.
Yeah, but it was
praise indeed.
He did a wonderful job, and it was a great weekend. Warhammer World is fantastic. If you've not had a chance to go. I think if Games Workshop's listening, they should get some more replica tanks in there, and so people come in and get inside them and go and see what it's like to sit inside a Land Raider or something like that. Because I saw that Rhino out the front, I was just like, wow.
You're 12 years old again.
I was. I want to get in it. I wanted to experience. I imagine I was a space marine. Get a Lehman Russ in there.
Mate.
Get a little track out there. Take us around the track.
Oh, could you imagine? That would be unbelievable.
Oh, it would be amazing. There's so much opportunity.
Paintball in or airsoft in. Mate. That'd be fantastic.
All in your Imperial Guard gear.
Yeah.
Running around.
Yeah, mate.
Chaos Space Marine over there. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. But anyway, thank you for your interest in the weekend. Sad you couldn't come.
Yeah, I was sad I couldn't be there. But
in the future, no doubt.
Glad to hear that you did well.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, I was very surprised. And now I just want more.
Insatiable appetite.
I'm insatiable for glory and victory.
But I'm glad to hear that you had a good time with Paul, and thank you for sharing your experience with me and the wider group. I'm sure they were absolutely loving life with that.
Yes, hopefully enjoyed the tale.
Yes. Wow, I think that brings us to a close, doesn't it?
It does. And
hopefully we'll see you
next time.
See you soon.
Indeed.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.